Welcome back to Homesteading with the Lawsons. Today we're going to be doing some water bath canning.
Today we're going to make green tomato relish. Now using my Vidalia Chop Wizard, I've put in 3 cups of green tomatoes, 1.5 cups of red sweet pepper, and 2 cups of onion. So we've got a total of about 6 cups of veggies in here.
Okay, we're going to drain the juice off in a colander, and then we'll go from there.
Vegetables are naturally high in water, so we're going to put about 1.5 tablespoons of salt on here and mix this up to help draw out the moisture so we don't have soupy relish or runny relish or too thin relish. Heating up our jars and sterilizing them, and let this set for about an hour, hour and a half. And this is the moisture that pulled out of those vegetables. Now, because it is salted, we're going to rinse it and drain it. So then we'll be ready to go on to the next step. Okay, for the relish, we've got 1.5 cups powdered brown sugar. I use Swerve because we try to make everything as keto as possible. To that, we're adding 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar. Some people use white sugar and regular vinegar. This one's a little bit different. Brown sugar and apple cider vinegar. Okay, so this has gotten quite warm. What we're going to do now is just go ahead and add the tomato mixture into this. And we're going to bring it to a boil, and we're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes and let that cook down. And once it's been cooking for 20 minutes, then we'll come back. Okay, one thing I did forget before we put the tomatoes in is we're going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of salt. We're going to add, and this is a 1/2 tablespoon, we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of mustard powder and 1 tablespoon of celery seed. Okay, we're going to mix that all in with the mixture. And then it's not even come to a boil yet. So once that comes to a boil, we're going to let it cook for about 20 minutes.
Good for you.
Just pulling these out of the water so they can cool off a little bit. Dry, I should say, so we can start canning.
Okay. You brought your stuff over.
Okay, so we're bringing the hot jars over. Keep in mind, you don't want to touch those jars with your bare hands because they're hot. Okay, so I'm just going to stir in this green tomato relish into these jars. And you notice I'm using a slotted spoon. That's because I made a little too much syrup on this batch. So I'm going to strain it, and then I'm going to backfill it with some of the actual juice. Okay, so we want to go about 1/4 to 1/2 inch below the rim. We're just going to check that, and I've still got some space left, so we're going to put a little bit more relish in there. And once it meets that level, we're good. Okay, so now I'm just going to make sure that we wipe off the edge of the jar. We want to make sure it's super clean, because if it's not clean, it's not going to make that nice seal. Then we're going to put a lid on, add a ring, and we're going to put this straight into the water bath. And keep in mind, these jars are hot, so you don't want to hang on to it with your bare hands. Now, it looks like I might be a little shy on water, so I'm going to have some heat.
Now this recipe only made a couple of pints, and we liked it so much that we decided we wanted to double that recipe and make 4 pints. When we get ready, we'll have green tomatoes for the rest of this season. that we can make more. Getting the oxygen, the air bubbles out.
Oh, we did that on the jalapenos too. So that's about 3/4 of an inch.
You want more juice in it? Juice.
There we go.
Wiping off the lids, the rim of the jar. Getting a lid. And screwing it on. Ooh. Okay, into the water bath for about 10 minutes, then we'll let it sit and cool for 5 minutes, then onto the counter for 24 hours. Well, thank you for following along with us. We hope you enjoyed it, and God bless you all.